it's, you know, it drives really well. I said, this is an ideal car. And he went, yeah, I agree. I'll have it. That was it. I mean, literally, we did the deal in 2 minutes. I mean, coming on, looking at a car, open the door, kick the tyres, poof, poof, I'll take it. Evening all, welcome back to the Car UK channel. You join me here at the car pitch where I deal in cars under £5,000 retail, the cheap end of the market. So, what's the last week been like? Well, very, very busy. In fact, we are pretty much down to bare bones once again. As soon as we get any cars out on the pitch, we're selling them straight away, and in some cases we're even selling them before they're even ready. It's been an absolute superb January. However, that does give us a new dilemma because we're going to need to restock very, very soon, otherwise we're going to end up with, well, an empty car pitch, which is not good for anybody. But anyway, let me talk to you first about what we've been doing over the last week or so, what's sold, what's gone out, and what's been going on really over the last sort of 5 days. Let's have a look around. Right, let's have a look around. Now, first of all, I'll talk about the four-wheel drive stuff, because I know I get comments going, I'm interested in the Sportage, you've got a Disco 4, these are Vauxhalls, what's going on? They are not for sale. We don't sell Land Rover product. We do a lot of sourcing four-wheel drive stuff for a couple of customers, one in particular, and say we're just getting them all sorted today. It's actually Sunday today, and we'll just literally come in, do a bit of overtime, get all these fixed up, because they're going in the next few days off to the on customer separate side business we do. So please don't message me saying I'm interested in this Disco 4 and this Kia or Range Rovers and stuff. We don't sell that type of stuff. We deal in the budget market. That's what we like. It's reliable stuff. Now, sales wise on the reliable budget cars and family stuff has been pretty decent this week. I think we've sold about 6 or 7 just this week, mostly early on in the week, but also we got rid of a few as well that have been sold and going for the mix in the workshop. So start off with the stuff that's gone out this week. VW Up, that's gone out, the red one. Smashed that out the door. That was a really, really clean car. Bought that off a subscriber before Christmas. There's a picture of it, should be here. That's gone out. We also sold trade out an i20. We also sold a Citroen C1 that just flew out the door. That went out literally 2 days ago. And the blue 107 as well. Remember that one? That was the category S one. Very cheap facelift car. About £700 cheaper than otherwise what it would be, because obviously it's been previously damaged. But it was a good car, reliable. Drive mint. It just wanted, well, I say a bit of work, a bit of an understatement. Turning out it needed quite a lot. We knew it needed a clutch, but we ended up having to put not only a clutch in it, but gear linkages. We had to put a steering rack on it because it's had a notches rack, which is unusual for one of those, but we needed a new one, so we had to put that on. Had brakes on it, tyres on it, a water pump on it. It just turned into a massive list. A new key, because the key central locking packed up on the key. We couldn't fix it. Probably made about £400 or £500 out of it in the end, which is okay for one of those because they're not like a car that comes back under warranty. And I can't see that one coming back under warranty because we practically rebuilt the sodding thing. But it's gone out, customers happy with it, and they said they just want a cheap car. They didn't mind it was a category vehicle. We sell the odd one and we just make sure they're priced sensibly. But they've got to be right, and we make sure we check them before we put them on sale, because if they've been previously damaged, you want to make sure they are structurally sound. The best way of doing that, by the way, guys, is also to check out today's sponsor, which is Vehicle Score. You can find my link in the description. If you're ever buying a car, don't do something silly and go and buy it without having it checked. It's a few quid. It checks to make sure they're not on the register, category like S's or category D's. Make sure you've not got outstanding finance or logbook loans on, all that. So make sure you use today's sponsor, Vehicle Score, because they're brilliant for that, and you get a discount code as well using Car UK 20% off, and you will get 20% off any of those paid checks. You wouldn't go and buy a house without having it checked over and surveyed. Don't go and buy a car without having it checked over. As a dealer, we have to declare what we're selling if it's damaged, and we always would do that. But buying it off Joe Public, there's no saying they'll do that for you, be that honest. Some people won't know, so always make sure you have it checked out. Make sure you use Vehicle Score. Link is in the description. Right, so say we got rid of the Up, we got rid of the i20, we got rid of a C1, we got rid of a 107 Blue this week, sold and away. So we've got 4 or 5 out this week, and we've taken deposits on some other vehicles. The van, for straight away, that went. The Peugeot partner, mentioned this in my last update, my first ever retail van we've ever sold on the pitch, and it flew out the door. We had a chap come down, loved it, put a deposit straight on it, ideal for him, so that's good. That is now sold and away. I was thinking that was going to struggle a little bit, not because of the value of it or it's priced wrong or it's being greedy, nothing like that at all. It's just because of the low mileage, because we'll be having 30,000 miles this vehicle. The expectation of your buyers is not the same as a 90,000 mile van. Very, very different buyers you'll have, because the chaps who buy 90,000, 100,000 mile cheap vans, you just want them just to work for work purposes. You know, they're not too bothered. As long as they look presentable and mechanically sound, they're okay. When you go for really low mileage vans, your customers are very different. They are, let's be honest, a bit picky, and they're picky because they want the lowest mileage, the best one there, but you have to pay top money for that. And this isn't top money. This was a £5 grand van retail. Well, I put it up for £5 retail, but it had actually had a £6.5 grand suggested retail on it from Auto Trader, but I didn't see it at £6.5 grand because it's not mint. It's very clean, but it's not mint, and we didn't have that history because it was an airport vehicle, 30,000 miles. It's probably been maintained internally. That's why there's no history. So price reflected it. And you obviously have to just vet some people and sort of, you know, make sure their expectations are not too high, because you don't want people travelling very far to come and look at it and waste their time because they've got it in their heads that it's very, very mint and, you know, they want a cheapest mintish van as possible. It's not that category. It's a clean van at the right money. Chap who came down and bought it, saw it for what it was, put a deposit down on it, and he's looking forward to getting that hopefully at the end of the week. Got to put a cam belt on it for him, service it up, make sure it's 100% right, because we've got that lack of history. We'll get that out to him later in the week, so that's good positive for the start for the week, because that went straight away. We also sold this Mariva, low mileage 29,000 mile Mariva, full history from the main agents, the Vauxhall, where it's been all its life. Very clean car. Chap came down, wants it as a second car. He wants something that he can basically just look after, use as a second car for as long as possible. With 29k on it with full history, that has got years and years of life left in it. So that is a nice one as well. So I'm pleased with that. Say he came down, nice bloke, and we're going to get that out to him at end of the week as well. So that's another positive. We also sold Peugeot 108. A test drive on it the other day. Mother and daughter came down, we went out with them. Good test drive, come back, put the deposit down on that. So that's good. The first 108 we've ever had sell on the pitch. We sell loads of C1s and 107s, but we haven't sold any 108s yet. So it's good to see the first one go. That is the 3995 one, the purple one. Done a bit more miles. We've also got a red one in 5-door if anyone's interested. That's only done 46,000 miles with full service history. It's about, I think that's 4795. Might have a little deal with someone. Speak to me. I might knock a little tiny bit off that, because I'm tempted to get that gone as soon as possible, really, because I'm a car dealer and I want to make money. We've also took a deposit on a 107 as well, which is in the workshop, which I'll show you later on. And obviously we've got the Viva as well, a deposit on that. That is currently, as you can see, having the wheels taken off and gone to powder coating. But we had a guy, I mean, this chap actually, let me talk to you about this chap. This chap who bought this was the easiest customer in the world to deal with. He was brilliant. He literally came on Monday morning, basically said to me, I'm after a cheap car. What's your budget? He's well around, you know, 3 to 5 grand. Okay, fair enough, pretty decent budget. Wants something smaller, downsizing. He's got a C-Max automatic, an early one, which he is actually part exchanging, so I'm hoping that drives all right, because it's an early one, non-power shift box, so that'd be good if that's half decent. We'll see when it arrives, but he wants to get out of that, wants a cheap one around, something that he can use for a few years, and pretty modern and presentable. I said, here we go. Obviously I had wheels on when he came, but they had black wheels on, which we've put back silver for him, which he's happy with. Then it's got half leather in it, it's 20 quid tax, it's, you know, it drives really well. I said, this is an ideal car, and he went, yeah, I agree, I'll have it. That was it. I mean, literally, we did the deal in 2 minutes. I mean, coming on, looking at a car, open the door, kick the tyres, poof, poof, I'll take it. He's straight away, deposit down on it. They say, if all my customers like that, this job would be easy. But most people, probably a bit more picky. But for whatever reason, he just took it on face value, and obviously he's got confidence in us, a bit of faith in us to get it sorted for him, which obviously we will. So that is good news. That deposit down on that one. Yes, so as you can see, a good run there. We've also sold, like I said, that 107 silver, which we'll show you shortly. But before we do that, we've got the Dacia on sale. We've got the Duster. We bought this from Aston Barker the other week. That drove really well. Come back, didn't need a great deal, to be honest. Went out in it as soon as it come back from the auction, and it drove sensationally. We've just tied up the wheels for now, and I say give it a quick polish up. A few touch-ins and got it on sale. And we've already had a few people looking around it, asking questions, and say it's only been on sale for about 24 hours, so that is good news. Say what a 1.5 diesel, and they're just really cheap, practical family cars, and they offer credible value, and it's actually, they're quite reliable, these Dacias. We do quite well with them, so I'm hoping that will go soon. We also, at the same auction, bought this Twingo, which is now on site, which is down for being prepped this week. Wants a bloody good clean. The wheels are absolutely filthy, but it's a nice colour. Some would say a bit Marmite, but I think it will do all right. It's a cheapy car, 1.2 on a 13, possibly. I can't remember off the top of my head, but possibly the last year of the run. I think they either ended on 13 or 14, the Twingos, because I've never seen one later than that. And they said they're usually good news, actually, and they say good first-time cars, the sort of stuff we're getting asked for in droves for at the moment. Those first-time cars, the Corsas, the Ibifas, Twingos, Clios, that sort of thing. So I'm hoping that we can get that on sale this weekend, or for next weekend, when we'll probably be busy again, to get a few people on. Plonk it by the gate, $27.95, $28.95, somewhere around there. I think that will fly out once I've got it all done, dusted. Other things we're working on this week as well, we're going to try and work on, is the Dacia, the Sandero. This is the Stepway one. We've had this a good couple of weeks. We've been meaning to get it into the workshop, but we've not been able to. Moved it the other day from literally behind me to here, ready to be sort of valeted, or because it's quite bad inside. It's not. It looks like it hasn't been valeted in about a year or two. Someone's not bothered. So it needs good valeting, all new mats and stuff. We've got ordered for it. We're going to get them sorted. Once a little bit of paint here and there we're going to do, but we're going to smarten it up and get that on sale as well. Another little cheapy diesel, Dacia, probably going to be, well, it will be cheaper than Duster, probably about £500 cheaper. As you can just see there, I've got a bit of paint on my hands. I need to clean that off in a minute. Also, I've got a little C1 that's just landed. You can just tell there, the exhaust has just fell off the bracket there. Needs a new exhaust. But again, bread and butter. We buy these, I'll buy 10 of these tomorrow if I could. These C1s, Igos and 107s, because I've got lists of people who want them. It's a VTR Plus model, wants a back bumper painting, wants the front bumper painting as well, I think, a bit of lack appeal on the top. So obviously you can see the back bumper wants painting there. We've also got a bit of lack appeal, I think. Yeah, you can just see it there, top of the bumper. So we have the top done as well, have that lacquered. Get rid of these horrible wheel trims, get them gone, and get a nice set of manufacturer's look ones, we call them, because you can't buy the genuine ones anymore. Well, you can, but you'll have to remortgage your house. But we'll smarten that up. It's an easy bread and butter car for us. We could sell them every single day of the week. So that is going to be coming off hopefully on Monday. We can get that in the workshop. And speaking of the workshop, in there we have got two sold cars. So we've got C3 Picasso, which we actually sold a couple of weeks ago. But the chap was in not really much rush for it, which is good news, because that's helped us out, to be honest, because we had a bit of a spree of sales. So he's patiently waited for us to get it sorted for him, and we are literally on Monday, tomorrow, we're going to get that off the ramp. It's about to come off because it's all done. We're going to go off to MOT. So that is had a new brakes, as you can see, new brakes on it. It's had wheel bearings on it, and it's also had a cam belt and water pump done as well, because it was had no history with it. So we want to make sure that's been done. In fairness, the belt wasn't that bad. In fairness, it was probably halfway worn, but I mean, these are notorious, these older 160s, for cam belt snapping, particularly when they get to near the mileage. So always good to be preventive and just do them early. So anyway, it doesn't cost us anything labour-wise to out-farm it or anything. We do it in-house. So it's just a case of spending 80, 90 quid on a cam belt and water pump kit. Bit of peace of mind for the customer. So that is going to be coming off Monday, and then off to MOT, and then hopefully out to him this week. Also, 107, probably haven't seen this. This was bought locally by a subscriber, and it went straight off to the paint shop because the car's actually quite clean, but it had a bit of a crease on this wing. I may actually have a video of it here, I can show you what it was. It was on a bit of a crease on that arch. Obviously, we want that doing. Top paint man as always, took it to him, sorted it out, flicked it round in about a couple of days for us, which is good. Anyway, I had a chap who got in contact with us and mentioned that we got this one coming in, it's at paint. Straight away, yep, I'll just have it. No messing about, it's just right, yep, I'll have it. I say it's a nice thing, done 75,000 miles. It's a facelift one as well on the 62. These are the creme de la creme of reliable, cheap motoring. You can't get any better than these. Free to use on the roads, no road tax to pay, 50 to the gallon with that superb, reliable engine. Just proper ideal, cheap motoring. We've also under-treated it as well with a new product that we're using, which I can't talk to you much about at the moment, but I'm going to do a video on it in a few days' time, and I think you'll like it as well, because it's a really, really good product. So I'll talk more about that later on. But it's been under-sealed anyway, or under-seal protected. A few other little things like drop links and stuff like that, just the usual stuff that go on these. So you say it's all done, dusted, and that'll be going to test in the morning. So it's going to be a pretty busy old week next week. First thing that will get me a bit of relief is when we get these four-wheel drive stuff gone in the next few days, because that'll give us a little bit of breathing space before we have to go again. But it'll clear the site up a little bit, and just means then that we can keep our focus back onto the sold cars, get them all out next week, whilst at the same time I want to make sure we keep one ramp for sold cars and one ramp available for prep cars, so we can at least try and multitask, something new to me, to make sure we've got a nice bunch of vehicles ready for next weekend, because I know I've got rucks of people who are going to ring me back again asking, have you got anything in new? Have you got anything suitable? So we need to make sure we've got ourselves some vehicles ready for next week. And I'm going to try and help that situation by going to an auction tomorrow, which I will film and show you around, just to see if we can try and pick up some 1 or 2 quick in and out vehicles, stuff that doesn't need too much work to get on sale. Now I've seen 1 or 2 cars in there already that looks like they don't need too much work, so we can bag a couple of them. That will help the numbers towards the end of the week to get some more actual metal on the pitch. Finally, quick update about what is happening over the next week or so. So first thing I'm hoping was going to come back next week is the C180 Mercedes-Benz, the beautiful little white Mercedes we've had lying around here for far too long. It was lying around because we couldn't get anyone to do a timing chain for us. It's got a Rapley chain, which apparently is very common. Wasn't aware of it. Even I'm still learning in this job, but it apparently is a common issue. And we've tried to get someone to basically sort it for us on numerous occasions, and they kept letting us down. However, we did manage to find someone who has now took the job on. He's gone off to have it chain done, and it should be back next week. And once it's back, we are looking to turn that beautiful low mileage Mercedes C180 into a raffle prize. Raffle it off, £1 or £2 a ticket, and make a bit of money for charity as well. So it'll be the first ever Car UK raffle prize. So that is going to be coming hopefully next week. That is the plan anyway. And also as well, I'm going to a classic car auction at the end of the week, which is going to be really interesting because I love classic cars. So we're definitely going to be doing a lot of content there as well. So make sure you definitely check that out. And I've also got a new video as well coming out about talking about which vehicles that I don't buy and the reasons why. So make sure you check that one out when it lands later in the week. So thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to check out today's sponsor, our great friends at Vehicle Score. You can use the discount code CARUK20 if you want to use their paid check service to get an extra 20% off for absolutely nothing. So thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next one.